Hello and welcome to the introduction of my Mesmer build. I'm Tweldenza and this is my Mesmer Alessio Caloran. I wanna make it as sweet and as short as possible. At first I wanna apologize since English is not my mother tongue. I may not always speak correctly or sound correctly, but I hope you still get my point. Let's start off with my gear. I stick with the rune of the Mesmer. It just provides great power and precision, and the additional base time is also a great benefit. You can also try it with the rune of Lizard in combination with mass invisibility to have a good escapability, but I'm more likely into the offensive type of gameplay, so in most cases I really don't want to run away. I die and make as much damage as possible on the enemy. My first weapon set and my main weapon set is sword pistol combo, sword with Sigil of Bloodlust. It's just a great amount of additional power you get, and Sigil of Energy on my pistol. My thought process about the Sigil was, when I open up with my sword, switch to my staff and switch back to my sword, the fight is at least going on for more than 10 seconds and I'm most likely gonna be out of energy, and so I get an additional dodge roll to avoid damage and to create another clone. My staff has the Sigil of Hydromancy in it. This is very good when you want to cast a Chaos Storm. When you switch to a staff, you chill your enemy for 3 seconds. He doesn't get away that easily and you can pop Chaos Storm on him. So now to the traits. I have 20 on Domination with Shattered Concentration. That's just a very good boon removal. It removes a boon every time you hit with a Shatter skill, and of course Mental Torment, additional 20% damage of Mind Wreck. On 20 dueling I have Deceptive Evasion, great clone spam ability, and of course Blade Training. It reduces the cooldown of Blood Frenzy by 2 seconds. You can switch it with Phantasmal Fury, for example. There it is. But that's my preference. I like my Blood Frenzy as a defense skill or attack skill to be recharged as soon as possible. I have 30 on Illusions with Precise Rack plus 10% more crit rate on Mind Rack. Illusionary Invigoration. That's just very good when you're under big pressure and you recharge all your shatter skills. Additional damage through Mind Rack and Cry Frustration, and you get more protection through Distortion and Diversion. And on 30 I have the most important skill of this build, the most important trait of this build, Illusionary Persona. It just brings in a whole new perspective of using your shatter skills. It enables you to pop the shatter skills without even an illusion up. When you have 3 illusions up, they hit 4 times, and now you can see it. You hit 4 times, you remove 4 boons, and you stack with Illusionary Retribution 4 times of confusion on the enemy. That's a very good opening. So let's go on with my utility skills. Of course I have Decoy with me. It's just a great skill. A little tip in using Decoy: don't save it up just for emergency cases. Really pop it. You can also pop it at the beginning of a fight. It's a really good skill to confuse your enemy. Yeah. Mirror Images is very good to provide a fast opening. With Leap I can trigger my burst fast. And that skill, Mantra of Resolve, in my opinion, is much too underused. It's a very, very good condition removal, since you can cast it anytime. When you're dazed, when you're stunned, doesn't matter. When you're knocked down, it doesn't matter. Null Field is also very good, but you're fixed, you're stationary. Yeah, you can't activate it. For example, it's not as effective when you try to escape. And it has more than 40 seconds recharge. Yeah, that's just too much. Now I'm gonna give you a more practical tutorial. At first, I'd recommend you to put out your inventory screen and always have a torch and a focus in it. I always want to fight with my sword pistol combo and my staff, but when I'm not fighting, especially when I want to switch positions for capping, for example, I can switch to my focus, pop the boost, switch back to my pistol. I get a free boost, I don't lose a skill as you can see, and I'm much faster in swapping positions. So that's also able in an offensive way by using the torch. When an enemy is at a distance, I just switch to my torch, activate prestige, and I get invisible and I burn him when I appear. I can also combine it. So let's see. I switch to my focus, pop the boost, switch to my torch, get invisible, wait for the damage, open up with burning and damage. That's just a very hard hit at the beginning, and since you're invisible, you're also not that easy to hit. You just gotta be careful when you enter the fight. So when you hit him the first time, or when you get hit, you can't switch back. So you really just gotta switch to torch, press, and switch back to pistol. Now I'm gonna explain you my fighting technique. My first opener is with illusionary leap and mirror images. I get instantly 3 clones up. I swap position with my clone, immobilize him, pop mind drag. So in combination with my traits, thanks to shattered retribution, I stack 4 times on confusion even with mind drag, getting 3 stacks of might, removing 4 boons, doing alone with mind drag up to 9k damage. Yeah, and then it opens up for a blood frenzy. Yeah, this does about 3.5k damage, so you get 10 to 12k damage at the beginning, removing 4 boons, stacking 4 times of condition, granting you 3 stacks of might. Immediately after that, I wanna pop my trick shot, use the 2-second stun for my illusionary duelist, switch to my staff. Now I chill him thanks to my sigil, and I pop Chaos Storm and pour it out with phase retreat immediately, and immediately after that I pop my illusionary warlock. What I figured out is that when you pop your warlock immediately after porting out with phase retreat, he hits your enemy when Chaos Storm has set the most amount of conditions on your enemy, about 7 or so, and warlock is most effective when being cast directly after porting out. I'm gonna demonstrate it on the thief NPC. I switch my torch, get invisible, wait for the damage, leap, mirror images, blood frenzy, stun, duelist, Chaos Storm, port away, warlock, and you see he's almost not able to do anything. Roll to him, mind drag, and diversion to get him out of his elite skill.
Go ahead and versify, feeding off the value, make you feel alone. They love you when you're fragile. Young believers side by side, slowly separated, make you feel alone, alone. Memories, forecast, in a way, every day. Nudity, progress, access, heartless and dumb. Migraine, seems sane, ordinary, built to bury. Sorry that you missed the point. Don't try to dazzle me, cause even your losers are beauties. Don't believe it works this way. They love you when you're fragile. Go ahead and versify, feeding off the value, make you feel alone. They love you when you're fragile. Young believers side by side, slowly separated, make you feel alone, alone. Up to date, I'm modern age, shining like a brand new Fugazi. So we polish it up till it fits, or maybe it's just disappears. Up to date, we're down to earth. Capacity is not our strength here. No one dares to hold us back. Follow us up, chosen progress. Then we're in, as where it's been.